Pokimane and Fedmyster. This whole situation is fucked. And the thing that's so fucked about this situation is that Pokimane does not want to take responsibility for any of it. And the thing that really blows me about the situation is that I did 2 videos defending this woman. I did 2 videos defending this woman. While I still do stand by what I said, this shit is a little bit different. Because in this instance, it shows that Pokimane is a liar. And that she likes to manipulate people. And I don't understand why. I mean, my whole thing is maybe she's always been like this. Maybe she's always just had this dark side of her where, you know, she puts on this persona like she's a nice person, she's kind, sweet, and innocent and naive. And in reality, she knows exactly what she's doing. You know, there's text messages showing that she was there playing with this guy's emotions. Fedmyster, she was playing with this guy's emotions the whole time. And she lied when it came towards getting this person fired. I don't know if it was a personal assistant or whatever, but she tried to make it seem like, you know, he was the one that was getting her fired, or he wanted her fired, when in reality, he was defending her, and she wanted this girl fired the whole time, and she tried to pass the buck on to him to try to make herself look better. And I just, like, I don't know in Pokimane's head that, you know, all press is good press, or all, you know, whatever, like she's relevant again, but it's like, even someone, and I don't remember his name, even a guy who is a fan of her, who generally tends to defend her, when it came towards this whole Fedmyster and Pokimane thing, he was really critical of her. You know? And again, I defended her twice, and in this instance, I'm like, I can't fucking defend this level of fuckery. And here's the thing, I don't just blame her for it. I blame every person in our house. I guess offline TV, every girl in that house, because a lot of them gave him mixed messages. You know, would sit there and let him sleep in their beds and cuddle and all this other stuff like that. And, you know, towards the end of it, try to make him seem like he was this really bad predator guy. And in reality, he was just a guy that, you know, like, read the wrong message or whatever. And especially with Pokimane. Pokimane was probably the worst, because she let this guy on. Instead of actually being an adult, being respectful, and just telling him, listen, this isn't going to go any further than a friendship, she let this guy on through text messages, and then would get a bunch of guys to come over and would say, oh, well, I did that so he would get the message. And I'm like, you want some fuck shit right there. Now, granted, I don't know if she knew that he had, you know, he had issues of his own. But still, it's still pretty fucked. And it says a lot about Pokimane. It says a lot about her character. And even though that she puts on this whole nice, innocent, sweet girl, whatever, in reality, she comes across as just, I can't pronounce the word, but she comes across as a manipulator. She comes across as a liar. And it's like, but you want to know the sad part? The sad part, like Alinity, like Invader V, she's still going to have her followers that are still going to sit there and support her. And I don't mean like what they call it, the simps or whatever. I mean just like regular people that have been riding with her since day one. They're still going to find a way to defend her. And of course, probably later on down the line, she'll come out with an apology. And it'll be fake and it'll be bullshit, just like she did before. I mean, I did defend that apology, and I did feel like she really didn't have to apologize because I felt like people did come at her. But I feel like in this instance, she's just gonna do an apology, and you're gonna have a bunch of people that's gonna like it or hate it, and then she'll just, she'll go under the radar for a little bit until the next controversy comes up, and she's back in the spotlight. Um, I feel like in a lot of ways it makes her relevant again. It makes her relevant again. She's caught up in people are talking about her, um, and so it makes her relevant. So I guess at the end of the day, all this shit works out in her favor. Um, because this isn't the first time people have done exposure videos exposing her for being a liar, for being manipulative, for just being a really somewhat terrible person. Now I'm not saying she's like Hitler level terrible, but she's not exactly a good person. And I hate saying that because I was when that whole thing came out, I was not there like defending the fuck out of her. Because I don't like bullies and I don't like people ganging up on someone. But in this instance, I felt like offline TV, every person in that house was pretty much coming at this guy's neck while they sent him mixed messages. So in reality, it's like this person, Fedmyster, is getting fucked over. He practically lost his career. He doesn't seem like the type of person that's gonna sit there and fight back. And he lost his career over some bullshit. You gotta sit there and ask yourself, when you become, and this is something that I've noticed, because she came out of a video talking about, all she does is attract beta males or whatever. And I'm sitting there thinking, yo, listen, you know exactly what kind of person Pokimane is. So for any guy who's interested in her, who wants to be with her, you really need to sit there and ask yourself a question. Given all the information that's out there, do you really want to be with somebody like Pokimane? Somebody who comes across as a liar, who manipulates people, and who uses people for her own benefit. Is this the type of person? I'm like, is it really worse than if they're smashing this girl? This whole thing is fucked.